Hi, my name is Maya from Book from Dreams and welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to talk about all the books I plan to read in September. So September is going to be an interesting reading month for me because I'm a teacher and school starts in September here, and it's going to be busy and I will see how many of the books that I have put on my list, again a bit ambitious, how many of these I get to. But I am going to participate in two readathons, one of them officially, one of them non-officially, and I'll explain when I get to that. So the one readathon I'm going to participate in September, of course, is Becca's Bookopoly readathon. I will leave the link to her announcement video and all the explanations down below so you can check it out. So basically the point is you have a Bookopoly board and you roll dice, you move your thingy around the board and you get prompts and you have to find books for your prompts. And I wanted to make this TBR as sci-fi as possible because usually in September I participate in Space Opera September, which is a readathon created and hosted by Thomas from SFF 180. But this year he's taking sort of a break and we are all doing this sort of unofficially. But the prompts were not kind to me. I mean, that is, they were okay, but I couldn't find space opera stuff that I would enjoy reading for the prompts that I was given. So most of my Bookopoly's TBR is basically fantasy, so I picked a couple of space opera books to read besides those. So let's just go with my TBR for Becca's Bookopoly. So I did 6 rolls because I thought like 6 is a number of books that I can read in a month, so let's do that. So for the first roll I got 11 and I landed on the prompt published or set before 1999 or the oldest book that you own. So okay, so for that I picked The Wheel of Time. So basically book 1 in the Wheel of Time series by Robert Jordan, The Eye of the World. I got this book because it was a cover buy because I liked the imagery from the TV show, even though the TV show on Amazon Prime wasn't really as good as I hoped it would be. But anyway, so this is a very classic epic fantasy series in which we follow a bunch of kids. So it says here, I'll just read it. When their village is attacked by terrifying creatures, Rand and his friends are forced to flee for their lives. An ancient evil is stirring and its servants are scoring the land of for the Dragon Reborn, the prophesied hero who can deliver the world from darkness. In the age of myth and legends, the wheel of time turns. What was, what may be, and what is may yet fall under the shadow. So I do have audiobook for this, read by the actress Rosamund Pike, who plays one of the characters in the TV show. So I'm going to utilize that while reading this humongous fantasy story. Then I rolled again and I got a 3, and then I landed on published or set since the year 2020, and for that I picked a science fiction book, a space opera book, which is really good for me. The Last Watch by J.S. I cannot pronounce the guy's name. I'm going to mispronounce the author's name, I'm sorry, J.S. Deves. So basically in this book we follow the crew of the starship Argus, and this is a military ship, and we follow the captain. And he's basically, he doesn't have any resources, no communication, no nothing. He has just his crew, which is basically the Sentinels. The Sentinels are recruits, exiles, and court-martialed soldiers of the military. So that is his crew that he has to use to somehow save humanity from something that's happening. If I remember correctly from the summary, he finds himself at the edge of the universe and something's happening at the edge of the universe that is just threatening everything. So with his interesting crew of probably unmotivated people, he's supposed to save everybody. So we'll see what happens. Then for the third roll, I landed on chance. Now I was very lazy and didn't want to do chance cards and whatnot, so I just created a sort of different thing for that. I have a whole bookshelf of unread books, so I had my sister pick a shelf on this bookshelf, and I had Christina pick a number that would correlate to one of these books. So after all that, I landed on the book Republica Kamena by Tanya Radman. So this is a Croatian fantasy story. If you translate it, it would be the Republic of Stone, and if I remember correctly, this might be connected to Dubrovnik and stuff happening around. I'm not entirely sure. So basically I got this book several years ago, and one of the bookstores in Zagreb had like this huge sale, and I think I got this one and the sequel for like nothing. Okay, so basically this is historical fiction, and it is set in something called the Republic, which is going around and conquering everything else, and it's being led by this mysterious, how would you translate Knez in English? Not the Duke, Knight, not Knight. I don't know, I'll Google it and I'll write it here. So basically it's being led by this mysterious dude. So 6 kids, not kids, but you look, young adult people are basically taken to safety and being told that there's magic. And this great war that everyone's participating in is what? Something to do with wizards? I literally have no idea what this book is about. And it will be an interesting thing to discover as I'm reading it. For the 4th roll, I landed on first-person perspective, and for that I picked The Black Company by Glenn Cook. This is also sort of, it's not historical, it's not classic, but you know, it's an epic fantasy series in which The Black Company is a company of mercenaries, and they go where the job takes them, right? So they have to find someone called the White Rose, which is a person who embodies everything that's good in the world, and I guess they have to find that person so that person can fight the evil in the world. I have no idea. I do know that there is a new version of the audiobooks on Audible, so I'm going to try and get my hands on the first one, so it will help me with reading this also big fantasy book. For my 5th roll, I landed on most recent purchase, and that is V.E. Schwab's Gallant. Now, there's a story behind why this is my last purchase. So while I was on vacation, my sister had several concerts that she was going to go to near the place where we were vacationing. So my job was to drive her to her concert and to pick her up. So during her first concert, there was a huge fire near our place. So we basically, the shortest route to the town where the concert was being held was closed. So we had to go like this very interesting road that involved highways and pay tolls and whatever to get there. So there wasn't in point of me going back to our place. So I had to spend like 3 to 4 hours entertaining myself while she was at the concert, and when, you know, so I could be ready when she called me, so I could get her and we can go back to our apartment, right? So I had 4 hours to kill. I killed 2.5 watching Thor Love and Thunder again, and I was like, ooh, I'm gonna go to this store, I'll buy myself a book and I'll sit in the car and read. And I bought this book, didn't touch it at all, because I went to my car and I was listening to podcasts, I guess, till she called me. So what is this book about? So a 16-year-old Olivia Pryor is missing 3 things: a mother, a father, and a voice. Her only companions are the ghouls she sees and her mother's journal, which captured a mind in turmoil. See, I have no idea what this book is about. Until she receives a letter from an uncle she's never met, summoning her to his estate, Gallant. But when she arrives, she discovers her uncle is dead and the estate is empty, save for her cousin Matthew and the servants. Gallant is a house of secrets, the house sitting in lonely vigil, a place where the ghouls are powerful. Ooh. As Olivia searches for answers about her family, her past, she discovers a dark reflection of everything she knew, an ancient realm where ghosts take from, and the Dark Master sits waiting for her. Interesting. I like the cover, though. The cover is pretty cool. So, thankfully, this is only 300 pages and has mixed media. That is, you know, stuff like this. So, should be a quick read. So, my last roll, I landed on Spring. And basically, it was supposed to read a book that reminds you of spring. Now, I don't have lots of books that remind me of spring. Most of my unread is basically science fiction and fantasy and stuff. And in her explanation of the rules, Becca put like a list of elements that could, you know, you can use to find a book that reminds her of spring. So one of the elements was that the book has a green cover or green on the cover. So I just jumped to that and I picked Jade City by Fonda Lee. See? Green on the cover. So this is, okay. So I'll just read you what this book is about. This is a very popular fantasy series on BookTube So most of you probably do know what this is about. So this is basically, Jade is the lifeblood of the city of Jadloon, a stone that enhances a warrior's natural strength and speed. It's mined, traded, stolen, and killed for, all controlled by two families equal in their power and ruthlessness. When a modern drug emerges that allows anyone, even foreigners, to wield jade, simmering tensions between the two clans erupt into open war. So fantasy mafia stuff? We'll see. So for Space Opera September, I picked 2 books. I decided to continue with the Expanse series, so I'm going to try and read a Baden's Gate. I might mispronounce that. I'm going to learn when I listen to the audiobook, by James S.A. Corey. So this, since this is book 3, I can't really tell you much about the third book. What I can tell you about the whole world is that the story is set in the solar system, where we have humans who have colonized Mars. They're mostly military. Then we have humans who live and work on the asteroid belt, and we have someone who lives on Earth, of course, humans on Earth, right? So the first book is sort of a detective noir story where we follow this dude on the space station who's trying to figure out the disappearance of a daughter of a very powerful man from Earth, I think. And in this, the first story, we also meet James Holden and his crew of his ship, something that escapes me right now. Basically, in the first book, we figure out that there is an alien creature thingy that is loose. So in the third book, Jim and his crew and a bunch of military and scientific vessels are going to Venus, where the aliens are now sort of based, to figure out what the aliens are doing there. That's the third book. And, you know, behind all of that, there is a whole world of political scheming and plotting, which, you know, just sort of elevates the whole thing to another level. And it is, the first 2 books were very interesting and I enjoyed them a lot. There is a TV show also for you to watch. And the second space opera book that I picked for this unofficial readathon is Noogloss by Essa Hansen. Yes, Essa Hansen. So basically in the story, we follow Caden, whose planet has been destroyed, and he's, along with his people and his family, he lost everybody. He joins a crew of, I guess, this spaceship, Noogloss, I have no idea. And this ship is kind of different. It seems like it has a soul, and it's like... Anyway, the crew basically is trying to help Caden heal, but of course, Caden is, you know, set on revenge, so I'm not sure if he takes the crew with him or not. But anyway, he's off to revenge his people and, you know, destroy I think they were slavers who destroyed everything. So yeah, it should be an interesting read. So those are all the books that I am planning to read in September. We'll see what happens. Hopefully things will go well. If you are participating in any of the readathons, please do let me know down below. If you want to share your TBRs or links to your TBR videos, please do down below so I can go check them out. If you like this video, please press the like button. If you aren't already, please subscribe to our channel. There are some links to Worldwide Matters in the description box, so please do check them out. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!